Here we go again. Well, it's Fact Check Sunday with Papa West, and let's go to church, baby. We got something special for you. We on location, as you can see. We want to get very sexy with this episode. It's sad and it's joyful. The sadness, we had to go through the government shutdown. The joyfulness, there was 8 Democrats that decided to make a deal with the Republicans to stop and open up the government. Now, I got mixed feelings about that. To be honest with you, I have mixed feelings. I don't want people to suffer, and we need to have the government open, sure we do. But there was a reason why they was doing this, because of health care, SNAP benefits, and Medicaid, different things that need to be addressed. So with that being said, the Republicans had control over the House, the Senate, and they have the presidency. So they have control, they have all the cards. So the Democrats only can try to move things along by causing a disturbance. Unfortunately, they had to give in at some point. With that being said, I think it's kind of, you're mixing the poison with a little goodness. You know, you had to really get it done, you got to give up something, take the poison pill. The Democrats are trying to play the long game. They want to make sure that the American people hold the Republicans responsible if their health care benefits increase, their premiums they have to pay. They want to bet that they're going to hold them responsible. With that being said, we're in a nightmare. This is basically a nightmare. This is the Trump tried his own experiments. TT, that's what it is. You know, what I always say, TT, Trump tried his own experience. What did I say? Dishonesty, dysfunction, delusion, deflection, no accountability, chaos. That's what we're living in. Because of a part of America bet on and voted on hate, discrimination, and racism, we got to go through this madness. And every time someone tried to hold them responsible, they move the goalposts, break the goalposts down, reassemble it, and move the goalposts again, and make all these exceptions for this madness. Because the truth of the matter, if this was Biden or Ms. Harris or any other Democrat, they will be having hell to pay. But for some reason, because a R is in front of his name, and he looks like somebody's father, somebody's dad, somebody's son, it's just okay for him to do whatever the fuck he wants to do, which is incredibly stupid and incredibly dangerous. With that being said, so we all are on the road for this roller coaster ride into madness with the psychopath in the White House. Now you might say, Pop, why are you saying names and why are you saying these derogatory things? Because it's true. I only speak the truth. I'm not gonna lie. And there's no reason for me to sugarcoat things and try to be nice and say kumbaya, because that's not what it is. You're dealing with people that do not care about their fellow man. They do not care about people that are poor. They do not care about the middle class. They just don't. Unfortunately, some of the same people that support Mr. Donald Trump are going to feel all this pain. It's going to be very painful. And he's going to try to blame it on the Democrats, but it's not going to work. It's not going to work. See, Papa West's job is to make the world a better place in which I found it. Lead you out of the darkness into the light. Lead you out of the darkness into the light. See, there's a wrong way and a right way to do things. Now, I'm not in love with the Democrats. I'm very disappointed with some of the things that are going on in the Democratic Party. There's a struggle going on within the Democratic Party right now. The old with the new. We need some new blood. We need some fighters. We need somebody that's gangster. Because you're dealing with gangsters in the Republican Party. We need some gangsters. That's right, we need some gangsters. That don't take no prisoners. With that being said, hey, I want Jasmine Crockett, AOC, Bernie Sanders, and a few others. Okay? We need some new blood. We gotta take over. Schumer, I love you, but it's time for you to go. Mr. Jeffries, you know what I'm saying, in the Congress, I mean, I love what you're doing, man, and I mean, I like you, man, and you're a good brother. You seem like you're a good father and everything, but man, you looking like you're a little soft, baby. You look a little soft. So I think, you know, you need to step down too. I know you just got control of the House of Representatives in the Democratic Party, but I think you need to step down. I think you need to step down, man. But we're going to give you the benefit of the doubt because I know you ain't going to do it on your own. You might have to be forced out. We need new leadership in the Democratic Party. We need some new blood. We need somebody that's going to fight for the American people. That's including MAGA too, and Republicans too, because they don't know any better. Until we get some grown-ups in the Republican Party that are grown-ups, that are normal, thinking, behavioral people that act like a grown-up and care about their fellow man, we got to deal with this MAGA. I've always said this MAGA, this is hate, discrimination, and racism. HDR, that's what it is at the core. They claim they want to deal with deportation, with immigration, they want a better economy, but all these things are lies. They're very unfortunate. And a few things. There's some family members that told me, I'm not a victim. Oh, so you want to be a victim to Donald Trump, right? So you think that shows strength to vote for Donald Trump. Donald Trump is an equal opportunity destroyer. He's an equal opportunity disrespectful person. He's a horrible human being. Any way you slice it, he's not good for America. And it's time for him to go. Now, we're not going to get the Fifth Amendment to get him out of there, but we got to cut off into the hardcore MAGA, the HDR. You know that 30% is base? We got to cut off into that. And guess what? The further he goes, the further he pushes, and when he keep on doing these things, we're going to start cutting into that base. We get that base down to about 15% and about 10%, and then his president is a wrap. It's over. But for right now, we got to endure this punishment. This unusual punishment that we got to go through in this country, which is ridiculous. Having the government shut down, not feeding people, not giving them SNAP. Are you out your fucking mind? And you supporting this psychopath and also the administration? A couple things for MAGA. I want to remind you, MAGA, in case you didn't know, because you don't do a lot of reading. But guess what? Pop will do all the reading for you. Did you know, during the shutdown, the Senate, the Congress, the presidency, and the Supreme Court, they were still getting paid. They didn't miss a paycheck. They were still getting their Medicare. Guess what? There's an article in the Constitution called Article 1, Section C. They're paid by U.S. Treasury. So while everybody else is suffering and going through pain, they still getting paid. They're arguing about, fighting about shutting down the government, but they still getting paid. They're still eating. They're still having a good time. So MAGA, HDR MAGA, that you love your boy, you love Mr. Donald Trump, Daddy Trump, he was enjoying having fun, having parties, eating, while you were suffering and blaming the Democrat when he owned all three powers of the government. Imagine that. Imagine that. Your boy, he really care about you, don't he? Yeah. So think about that again. He don't give a shit about you either. You are a means to an end. If you are not the 1% in America that has money, you're irrelevant to him. You're irrelevant to his administration. He doesn't see you. But you can still be a sucker. But as you feel the pain, you will come out of the darkness into the light, because that's my job, Papa West. I'm going to make the world a better place in which I found it. I'm going to lead you out of the darkness into the light with my warm, calming, demure hands, because I'm going to do the homework for you that you're not going to do. You're not going to study. I'll study for you. I'll find out what's going on. I'll delve off into that. So I want to end with giving you a few numbers. You like the deportation? You enjoying that? You like the military being deployed in our cities? I just want to give you a few numbers. It costs the United States government $1 million today, every day, to deploy military in these cities. $1 million. Now, how does that look? You got the local police making $50,000 to $80,000 a year, and you got the military alongside them, and it's coming out of our treasury, paying for the military $1 million a day to deploy these people. These people don't even want to be in our cities. They don't want to be policing their fellow citizens. They're supposed to be somewhere getting ready to fight and defend our country. This is asinine. This is ridiculous. Any way you slice it, you can't make Donald Trump things be true. Oh, it's making the cities more safer. Really? Crime is down. What do you think the police is there for, and the SWAT teams? They're just there just to be looked at? If the governors would have asked Donald Trump for assistance, for military assistance, okay, that's fine, send them in. He is trying to push his authority beyond constraints. This is ridiculous. He's wasting money, wasting time, and he's doing this because he's vindictive. He's mad because these blue cities didn't vote for him. So if he want to make America safe again, why is the military not in Texas? Why is the military not in Arkansas? Why is it not in any of these red states? So if you're really serious about crime, they'll be in all these other states. We know you're not serious about crime. This is about being vindictive. So my job is to make sure that I bring it to the light, out of the darkness, and give you the facts. No bullshit, no making up anything, give you receipts. I always bring receipts. So I want to say something to you. All of you say, you got Donald Trump derangement syndrome. Really? See, that's an excuse. That's bad behavior. You're not even playing fair. You call a thing a thing. If he's doing something bad, you call him. If he's doing something good, you call him on that. So make this make sense. MAGA, the HCR MAGA, we're going to give $50 billion to Argentina, but you can't give people money for SNAP? How did it make sense? Imagine that. And you're going to blame it on Democrats, but you just found a way to give $50 million to Argentina? Really? We know why you did it, because you want to start some businesses over there with your other rich buddies. Okay? You know that your numbers are in the tank. You know, most people are starting to see that you're full of shit, Mr. Trump. Your administration's full of shit. You have unqualified people in your administration that's not doing their job. You instead of getting the best people to work for you, you got the yes people to work for you. Yes, sir. Yes, master. Whatever you say, master. How deep you want to kiss your ass, master? Whatever you say, master. What you say, Daddy Trump? It's not going to work. It's unsustainable. And guess what? All of you that have supported Donald Trump, your triple Trump supporters, and all of you that understand it was a big mistake, make sure you vote in the midterms. Make sure you call your representative to say, we tired of this shit. We've had enough. It's over. It has to stop. This madman, the psychopath, got to go. With his administration, all his little groupies, they got to go. Now, I'm not in love with the Democrats. They're not wonderful people. They got the issues too, but guess what? We ain't got nothing left but the Democrats. We got to work with what we got. So, make sure you vote for the Democrats. Hold your nose if you have to, whatever you got to do. Vote for the Democrats, put them back in power so you can get things back in order. With that being said, this is Papa West Fact Check Sunday, going to church, baby. And I'm always going to give it to you raw, give it to you real. And I'm coming with receipts, numbers, and you can always fact check me. It's called Google. It's called Google, baby. Do your homework. Do some reading. I'll see you next time, because I love America. How about you?